YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back. Today I got the Denver Broncos record prediction going game by game and also giving you my best case, worst case scenario. This is the last of the AFC West. I'm going to post a poll on our Twitter. You guys will vote for who wins that division. It'll go along with the future video that basically the fans are creating. On to the NFC West next, and then playoff and Super Bowl predictions. Got a playlist on the channel full of all these record predictions, so yeah, if you're looking for those, go check them out. A lot more to come. Please like, subscribe. Make sure you follow that Twitter. Here's our Twitter. Of course, we got news, pretty much everything on here for the channel, NFL news, and then polls, keeping you guys involved in videos as well. We're including those in videos. PlayoffPredictors.com is the website we're using for all of these. Denver Broncos. I was kind of getting hyped on them last offseason, but then a lot of injuries. I mean, the Von Miller injury came in. I had him in the playoffs before that happened, and that was like a day before the season started. I took him out because of that. And then there ended up being more injuries to follow. So I guess that's the question with them. Is the two questions: staying healthy, obviously. Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, some of those corners. I mean, they were depleted at the position last year. And then the quarterback position. Will Drew Lock step up? He can because he has limited reps, but you can't really expect a huge step up. Or will it be Teddy Bridgewater? Will Teddy Bridgewater play better than he did on Carolina? Teddy Bridgewater, a little bit of a game manager type. That's what the Broncos need. I think you need more than that to actually win a Super Bowl. But, the rest of the roster team is very solid. I'm excited about this running game for this team. This running game for sure. Love me some Javonte Williams. So, of course, with Gordon and Mike Boone, fantastic. So definitely an interesting team. I think Drew Lock will start. That's kind of my thinking, but we'll see. If he progresses, this team could be scary good. If he stays the same, they're going to be probably just missing out on the playoffs. If sometimes when you stay the same, you almost look worse because teams kind of just get used to it. They figure it out, easier to game plan. And the Broncos, of course, will be worse. So a lot is on him. He has the offensive line. He has the running backs. He has the receivers. Really excited about Courtland Sutton coming back as well. But here we go. My predictions and then best case, worst case scenario we'll do at the end here. Week one, I kind of been back and forth on this one week one. I mean, what both these teams want to do is run the ball, pound the football. They want to run the ball first on offense, and these two defenses could actually stop the run at a pretty high level. And I was originally thinking, so which team's going to be able to run the ball a little more effective? It's almost leaning towards Saquon Barkley's group there because Saquon Barkley could be a bad, bad man, of course. But coming off the injury, how much carries they want to get him? The Broncos have that group of backs. I really think if given the opportunity, Javonte Williams could be, we'll get a little bold here, but could be looking like a top-tier back in terms of his productions in the NFL pretty early on. So, and other thing, both teams got to pass. You got to hit that play in the passing game. Maybe I trust the Broncos pass rush week one when they're healthy a little more. So I'm kind of siding towards the Broncos now on that one. That actually should be a pretty damn good game. And Broncos-Giants, you don't really think of it as one. I'm actually excited about that game. Broncos-Jags, it's a tough time to play the Jags, believe it or not. If this was past week 5, I'd probably pick the Broncos. The Broncos are the better team. It's a tough time to play the Jags. I'm going to pick the Jags in this one, and why I say that is you just don't know how to game plan for the Jags, week 2. You just don't. Week 1, week 2, week 3, you just don't. New coaching staff, Trevor Lawrence, who we've seen him run at multiple different types of plays, schemes, systems, whatever. They got a variety of running backs now. What the hell are they going to do at ETN? They got a long list of receivers. Just don't know what type of scheme they're throwing at you at all. You just don't. And they can throw anything at you. And that might be tough for a pretty good defense here. And to beat the Jags, they're going to score a lot of points this year, believe it or not. They're going to score a lot of points. To beat the Jags, you're going to have to keep up with them scoring. Broncos do present the defense that could slow them down enough to help. I just think in week 2, it's pretty tough. Will the Broncos, will whoever's at quarterback be able to keep up? I think it's a tough time to play the Jags. The Broncos will probably be the favorites, to be honest, but I'll pick the Jags in that one. Got them beating the Jets. Ravens, a tough matchup. I got the Ravens in that one. I mean, it's a battle of who can run the ball a little better. Maybe if Vic Fangio figures out a game plan for Lamar Jackson, it's not like, basically the tape is out for him already, but it's easier said than done in terms of the game plan. Maybe he's got something figured out. Maybe the Broncos can effectively run the ball, win that, pound the ball battle there. But the Ravens seem to, when they play the teams, run first teams, they make them pass, and then they got their tight coverage, with their corners and man coverage, and it just seems like a good matchup for the Ravens. Broncos and Steelers. That's a tough game, actually. That is a tough game. I could see that one going either way. Back and forth on. I worry. Week 5, I expect Chubb and Von Miller to be healthy. Versus Steelers pass rush, I trust the Broncos offensive line to hold it down. Definitely more than the Steelers. The pass rush difference could be the difference. I do trust the Broncos running game. Remember, Javonte Williams is my guy actually over Najee Harris. I like their offensive line better as well. Give me the Broncos, actually. That's definitely one I'm back and forth on. Probably a defensive battle right there. Broncos, Raiders. I had them split, and I did the Raiders video already, so we kind of can show that. Maybe they win away games. Could be split. I got them split in there. Broncos, Browns, Thursday night in Cleveland. If it was in Denver, maybe Denver. Two teams that are going to pound the rock. Another one of a lot of those battles for the Broncos. You're going to pound the football, and the Browns are the better team here Thursday night at home. I'm going to take them. Washington and Denver. I do think, again, Denver's offensive line is pretty solid. I do think if there's a pass rush that can really change that, almost make it look not so solid, make them struggle a little bit. I think Washington's defense could be it. And another, Washington wants to run the ball first. It's another defensive game, and the final of this game could be 13-10. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take Washington there. I should trust Fitzpatrick more than whoever the Broncos quarterback is as well. Broncos, Cowboys. Broncos got the defense ready to slow the Cowboys offense, but the Cowboys are going to score on you. The question is, can Bridgewater or Locke keep up? Where you could argue the Broncos in these types of games is if they start with, we're getting specific. They start with the ball first. They do what they do. They pound the football. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. They drain that clock and kind of not allow a team like the Cowboys to get in their groove. I think just too many specifics need to happen there, but that would be the reason they win in a game like that. I just don't know if they keep. It's crazy because they got the playmakers, the Broncos. They got the playmakers that the Cowboys have. They have them, They definitely have them. It's really just on the quarterback. If the quarterback plays well, this team could keep up with anybody. It's a scary team then. If the quarterback plays well. Doesn't need to play great. Plays well. They got the playmakers. They got the defense. This team could be a sneaky good team, but it's tough to predict. Take them against the Eagles. I like that matchup for sure. Eagles got a good pass rush. I don't think it will go wild in this game. I think you can air it deep on the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles offense would have much success against Fangio defense here. I like the Broncos for sure in that game. Bye week 11, I got them winning coming off the bye. I actually had them winning away game against the Chiefs. First game, I like their secondary against them. They had Fuller, they had Surtain, they got Darby as well. Callahan to play slot. Justin Simmons is a very, very good piece to have when you're playing the Chiefs, obviously. And, I maybe against, I would actually like, you run something similar what the Bucs did against Tyreek Hill. I would actually put Fuller's their best corner. I'd probably put Surtain on Tyreek Hill, actually get a little younger legs in there with Justin Simmons over the top, kind of focusing there. You take that away, you make Kelsey beat you. They got some guys that can maybe stick with him. Kelsey will probably have a good game still, but will it be enough? I like the way the Broncos are actually more. I'm thinking about talking about the way the Broncos are built to beat the Chiefs. Don't think they're going to beat them twice, though. The crunch time game, if the Chiefs need to win this to get to that 1 seed possibly, I got them winning that. First time around, when it's really, the game plan will win, not really the Mahomes, the best player. I mean, they could, but I like the Broncos in that first one. Got them beating the Lions, got them beating the Bengals, so they start going on a little bit of a tear here. If they can get one of these last 3, it's kind of the good sign. You got them going 9-8. I do think they're right in the fringe going 10 wins maybe. But the good news, if you don't think, if you're confident they're not going to win, you're not going to lose all 3 of these games, get one just like that, 10-7. So this reminded me of the Chargers video in a way as well. The Chargers and the Broncos are pretty much in the same boat to me, but in different ways. They're built differently, I should say. So I'm right around that 9-10. It's just the quarterback holding them back. If the quarterback plays well, again, and I like Drew Lock coming out. He showed me a lot last year that made me really kind of go cold on him. But you do have to remember he's not really in the same boat. Seems like people try to compare him to, maybe like a Sam Darnold. He hasn't played as many games. I remember he got thrown in, the year before, was in and out of some games here and there. This is not a whole bunch of promise, but he does have that big playability. That's why it's good to have kind of both of, both style quarterbacks here, because if you have Bridgewater, he's the game manager. You have, the good enough roster. You can pound the football and the defense can take care of the ball. You just don't want to may have that turnover to lose the game. So that you could argue that side's better. But what if they're going 3 and out? With Bridgewater, that's possible. Putting their defense back in the field right away. Maybe you would rather have that guy that's going to give you that shot downfield, that explosive play, score, and then he could have that turnover here and there, just to not have those 3 and out situations, and that could be locked. So it'd be interesting to see who they roll with. If they roll with that guy all year, it's definitely an interesting team. Health and quarterback play, 2 biggest questions there. But kind of going back to best case, I mean, a lot of you probably don't think they're going to lose to the Jags week 2. Yeah, maybe Fangio's defense is, balls out against Trevor Lawrence. Definitely a possibility. Remember, I did have him winning some of these games down here. I don't really want to switch some of these. Maybe they don't go on that. Remember, I did have him beating the Chiefs. Maybe they don't go on this 3-game losing streak here. So 11-6, I'd say, is probably best case. Worst case, man, I could see them losing. Yeah, it's a tough schedule. You start to look at it this way. Worst case, probably around 6 wins. But I would imagine there was some health issues if that is the case there. So we'll see. I'm really excited about this team. If it's healthy, I'm really excited about mainly the running game. I'm really excited about Javonte Williams. Huge Javonte Williams guy. You guys already figured that one out, though. But back to my actual predictions. Around that 9-10. Man, I was on record last year saying, before the year, if they're healthy, they make the playoffs. They weren't healthy. So, if they're healthy this year, should I be thinking they're making it's borderline here? It's going to be a battle with them, the Chargers, and maybe a team like the Colts, who I'm back and forth on with the 9-10 wins as well. Chargers, Broncos, Colts. I'm back and forth with all 3 of those teams, the 9-10 wins. Last year I had the Broncos in that 7-seed spot. Von Miller went down. I put the Colts in instead. That's what happened. Here we are again, Colts, Broncos, and now we throw in the Chargers. And I think the Dolphins are in that mix as well. Right around that 8, 9, 10, 11 win range, and probably trying to fight for that 6 or 7 seed. So definitely interesting. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments there. Playlist full of these videos. That's it for the AFC West, though. One more division, the NFC West. And then on to my playoffs and Super Bowl predictions, and a lot more to come after that for sure. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Very important. Link down below for that. Anything else that you need? It's going to do it, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.